It's really easy and very common right now for people to tell me they feel stuck. That's the feeling. Now, one of the signs that indicate you might be stuck and living under these pressures of societal constraints is lack of control, right? Like when you don't have control over life and feel like you have control over your situation, that's a really good sign. Another sign would be if you are in a situation where you can't make decisions or you struggle with your confidence in making decisions, because your decisions come from your core. There's a process mentally that you go through when you're making decisions, where the we all know, like, we have that reptilian part of our brain. It's in the back of our brain. And this is also ties to our limbic system, which is where all of our emotions and feelings come from. A lot of our memory is in there. And then the upper part of our brain, this higher level thinking, is where it starts to come into logic and then into our frontal cortex to take action and really put the pieces together to cognize what it is we're processing. So as this part of our brain is operating, it can get blocked because of stress, of not having authenticity and understanding who we truly are at our core. And when we don't have that, it makes it very difficult to make decisions because you have a bigger catalog, if you will, of information you have to go through. We have all this going on, all this noise in our head because we don't have the end game in mind. We don't have B in mind. And when we don't have B in mind, it creates all those derailments. So decision making is a big one for when you're feeling stuck and in these societal constraints. Another one is if you just kind of feel like you can't move forward. And I'm going to give you an example that's actually my own. When with social media, I struggle with it. And the struggle was for the longest time, like years. I was following what everyone was telling me what to do and what was right. I never slowed down to think about what do I want to do on social media, right? It's not like always having to have people go to this or that, or, giving them this much information and not that much information, and doing image posts, doing long blogs, doing videos. And I finally sat back and was like, you know what? Why do I hate doing this? Why do I hate creating content? Because I love sharing. I love I love all the courses and programs we have. I love the appointments I have. I love helping people grow. That's what I'm supposed to do, is help people break free from societal constraints and have a mind body spirit connection. So what was holding me back? It was the authenticity. And for me, video is it. It's easy for me. I love talking. I love being able to share information. Whereas when I was writing, I found I was censoring myself still. And then when it was done, I was like, gosh, I just spent so much time writing that. And it doesn't even sound like me because it goes through all these different edits and renditions. And now I'm like, is this any good? Because I feel like it's missing a lot, but I can't really write a book. It's supposed to be a blog post. So it was just easier for me to create videos. Why don't you want to clean your house? Why don't you want to pay your bills? Why don't you want to go to work? Unpack it and keep unpacking it until you can come to a solution and the answer that's right for you. Because for me, it wasn't actually that I didn't like social media. I love learning from others. And I love the engagement and the communication. I get more private messages because of the subject matters I talk about than I do people posting and commenting and sharing. And that's okay with me because I know what's happening. I see your messages. I'm the one responding to them, right? And then the people joining the different programs and the different experience opportunities I develop. But when you stop and think about all these little pieces and why you don't want to do it, you'll be able to discover the true core of why. So that's another thing about feeling stuck. Another is envy, envying others. In our society, one of the constraints we have that is very embedded is comparison. And this is global. It's not just American society. Comparing ourselves to our siblings is done to us when we're very little, right? Oh, so and so walked faster. Oh, so and so spoke sooner. Why can't you be more like your sister? Why can't you be more like your brother? Those things about our physical abilities, our mental abilities, how we physically appear, right? Everything about us is compared to others. And so then we end up developing envy and imposter syndrome and low self esteem. But your journey is your journey. Nobody else is going to experience what you're experiencing the way you're experiencing it. You heard me say it before. No one is special. Never say can't. You have no idea your abilities when you're busy comparing yourself to others, when you're in envy. Those are low vibrational energies. And you have to come to your authentic self, love yourself for who you are. So you are open to the experiences that you want to have. I'm not special. When I was doing all of my psychic readings, it blew my mind and I got very uncomfortable because the amount of people that were coming for help. And finally, I was like, you can do this. I'm not special. I'm unique in how I got to it, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it. You just have to want to do it. And then I'll just teach you how, right? And you can do it too and get your own answers. And everything I do. I want to teach so you are independent. You're not dependent on me for an astrology reading. You're not dependent on me for an advising or coaching session or for a psychic reading or a strategy. I want to teach you how to do these things yourself so you're independent. And then you take the information and you transform it into how it works for you and how it feels for you. And the because we're all like a program. And so when you can hack your own brain, you and have these experiences and these allow your feelings and emotions to come through, you will identify your own algorithm. And when you identify your own algorithm, you're breaking free of all of this, right? And you can take whatever I teach you and put it in a construct where you can replicate it for yourself. And that's what I help people do because you can do anything you want. And so when we see these people who are amazing, right? Like I remember watching someone levitate and I was like, I want to do that. And so immediately it was, how do you do that? And they were like, meditate. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go meditate, and then it's like that became my goal is I want to levitate, right? When I decided I wanted to teach people enlightenment and how the physiology works and how quantum physics works and how string theory works, all these different things, I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to teach this to other people so that they're not stuck in societal constraints. But that's because I wasn't living under these pressures and I started seeing signs. Like I feel the pressure coming in on me. And then I'm like, okay, I got to do something about it. And that's a really big piece of it. If you feel the pressure to be like someone else, to do better, not because of your own decision, your own idea, your own feeling, your own thought from it, that is a huge marker of being stuck. So when you're looking at these types of things, struggling with things like anxiety, stress, depression, imposter syndrome, confusion, loss of direction, just like there's something burning inside you, but you can't identify and get it out, those are all signs that you're stuck. Your body, your mind, and your spirit should be free flowing. It should be like a very nice this humming that's just going along at the pace and the flow that you desire, that's bringing you bliss and harmony and calmness. And the funny thing is when you do this, you break free from societal constraints. You no longer have mental anguish, physical problems, all these different things that our society creates. Abundance in material possessions come, relationships, your own desires of successes, they all start flowing in because you're not stuck anymore. And so those circuits I was talking about, there are no dead end soldering points. They just flow and they all are talking to each other like a beautiful orchestra, hence string theory. And that's how it works. Our thoughts and the way we feel is the outcome of our life. Think about that when you're feeling stuck in your current situation. If this sounds like you're under the pressures of societal constraints and you need to focus on breaking free from them. This is what you were meant to be, not like you were meant to have. The experiences that are stuck with you now do not need to be the experiences that you have in your future. You are the only one that can control yourself and your life, and you have every ability to do so. And if you don't believe me, schedule an appointment and we will unpack this together because in my consultations, this comes up and we want to get out of these types of constraints. But you can also follow these videos and get more tips on all of these experiences and start piecing it together for yourself.